Katie Cole. I'm Vice President of Insurance Sales at thezebra.com. Been with the Zebra for 5 years and in the insurance industry for over 16. So I actually have a sales background. Started in car sales back in college. When I decided college wasn't for me, I got into sales really quick, really early. When I got married, that business was not conducive to family life. So I was offered an opportunity to work in claims, and that's where I learned about insurance, the back end, and what you're paying for, what it does for you. With that in mind, I quickly realized while claims is great, I missed the sales side. Quickly made the switch to insurance sales. I've been there ever since. I worked for a captive carrier for the first 10 years, so selling for one carrier, home, auto, life, all the things. When pandemic hit, after 10 years with that company, I lost my job there. And my sister, who's from Austin, asked me if I'd heard of the Zebra, said it was listed as one of the top 50 places to work. So I looked into it, applied, got the job, made the shift, moved back to Texas in 2020. Been there ever since. So the Zebra itself, I've held a number of roles, been on the front line, service manager, sales director, senior director, as the head of agency, and now the VP of insurance. So that's kind of the path that I took, but yeah. So the zebra.com, we've got a couple of different areas. We do have an ad space where folks can advertise. We're an insurtech, so a comparison site. So similar to Kayak, where you could get online and compare different places to stay when you travel, very similar with the Zebra. So when you think about insurance, comparing several carriers in one spot, so one-stop shop, I know I want to purchase auto insurance, I'm going to look at all these different carriers and then I'll make the decision that works best for me. So you can put in basic information and we'll pair you with the carrier. Sometimes you might go back out to that carrier directly and work with them one-on-one, or as another part of our business, we have an agency, which is what I run, and that path will lead you to working with one of our licensed advisors, either over the phone or on chat. So when you think about the business as a whole, while ad revenue is great, we want the business to really be shifting to where we're selling more policies and binding more, and that's a larger part of our business because retention is in play, and we're experiencing revenue year over year in that regard. So we've really been focused on pushing more consumers through the agency. It's a great consumer experience, but it's also great for us as a company. On the voice side, it's easy because it's conversational. You're talking to the person about what they need, you build some rapport, you meet them where they're at. It can be more challenging when you're talking with someone digitally. So we've really tried to find that human balance, give them some tips and tricks on what to share, still ask some questions that give them some nuggets of information to really help them connect with the consumer. Yes, a few different ways. So really excited you'll have to follow us because early next year we're going to have some really exciting things that we're implementing. But we're looking at AI in several different regards. One thing that we want to keep in mind is it's not replacing humans, it's really pairing with them. So when you think about tech and talent, it's bringing them together to make the advisors more efficient, to give more insights to the managers, to audit more policies more efficiently so that humans can focus on what matters most, interacting with people in times that they really need help. So when you think about AI, you can make a payment, you can upload policy documents, quick FAQs, that's great for the simple interactions. But when you're purchasing a home or comparing multiple complex policies or coverages, adding a teen driver, people want to talk to a human. So we found a really good balance of where it makes sense to have the interaction specifically with the human and where to add those tools in. So some of it will be on the front end, deciding who needs to be connected with a consumer specifically, who we can answer those questions for without having to connect them to a human. Some of it will be in terms of keeping the carrier portals up to date and just making sure that it's efficient as possible for the advisors to quote and keep all that information together. Yeah, when I think about where I started in insurance and how the corporate environment runs and how slow the pace was and change was difficult to come by, layers and layers of structure, this is so much different. We move fast. I mean, we experimented on something this past weekend, said, nope, that's not gonna work, pull the plug, that fast. You have to be agile, you have to be flexible, and you have to be willing to fail. So it takes a lot of that, okay, you can't be set in stone, you have to be open to new ideas, and you have to be willing to fail. So that's one of the things that I really tell my team, it's okay as long as we fail forward and we fail fast. In fact, we're gearing up for another large hiring class. We're growing as a company. I'm adding more licensed advisors, not less, even though we're bringing on AI, right? You'll see that we are growing in terms of the buying side and the agency side. We are really focused on growing that part of our company. So look for that to happen next year.